Hello and welcome back to the Cloister. In today's episode, Chris Whittington from the School of Contemplative Life continues to share with us on the theme of silence. Today he is exploring silence as our natural habitat. You can join Chris every Wednesday night and Saturday morning in his free meditation community. For more information on this wonderful offering and to listen to other teachings from Chris, visit his website at schoolofcontemplativelife.com. May this reflection be a blessing to you.
Silence is ecological, our natural habitat, not the world of noise that surrounds and stresses us, says Martha Reeves, the professed Anglican solitary who writes under the pen name of Maggie Ross. She continues, I have spent a lot of time in Alaska, out in the wilderness alone, travelling by kayak. You have to save your VHS radio for emergencies. So you count on your skin's sensitivity to humidity and barometric pressure to let you know when a storm is coming. Once, not far from the Arctic Circle, as she was picking blueberries, her body alerted her to something. Suddenly, the hairs on the back of my neck prickled, and I got out of there fast, she writes. When I reached the bottom of the hill, my friends were hugely relieved because a very large grizzly bear had also started picking berries on the other side of the bush where I couldn't see, hear, or smell it. But clearly my body had picked up his presence. Perhaps, she reflects, this was another example of the profound interconnectedness of the cosmos that reveals itself in silence. I would not be here talking to you, she says, if I hadn't been picking berries in silence. The same is true of fishing, she continues. Some young people take radios out on their boats when they're fishing, but they aren't the people who catch the fish. Those are the old-timers who will tell you, I don't know what I mean, but the only way I can say it is that I listen for the fish. These are very practical, silent ways of knowing that we've forgotten to our detriment and that of the planet, she says. But all is not lost. It is possible to take the most die-hard city slicker out into the wilderness of a place like Alaska, and these subtle senses that are out of sight of our self-conscious minds will come alive. But you don't have to go all the way to Alaska to practice silence, she reassures us. It can be done anytime, anywhere, even in the noisiest contexts. I knew of one novice mistress who used to take her novices to the airport and the subway to teach them this. In our survey last year, looking at the impact of meditation in our practice community, we asked if people had a greater sense of connectedness with others and nature. Absolutely, someone replied. I am struggling to put this into words because it is like I am experiencing this in a whole other paradigm, outside of language. It feels like it is a deep feeling, a sense in the core of me. There are many ways to enter the silence which is our natural habitat. Meditation is one way. A simple, ancient practice that allows us to wake up to it, within it, and to allow our subtle senses to awaken. To echo John the Baptist, for God's presence to increase in our awareness, we must decrease. Our self-consciousness, our self-focus must recede, must decrease. We must become self-forgetful. Stepping back from the chatter and noise of our mind in meditation, letting go of the thoughts and images which arise within us moment by moment, we discover a silence which is not an absence of anything, but a boundless fullness, holding us and everything. The Carmelite Mary McCormack writes, "It may happen during prayer, or even when we are engaged in our everyday activities, that a sudden hush falls upon us, an involuntary silencing of thought, as the mind's powers are caught and held in an inexplicable sense of presence. It does not last long, and cannot be recaptured at will, but it is usually the prelude to a simplification of our prayer. Prayer gradually becomes characterized by the ability to rest peacefully in a loving sense of God's presence, without desiring anything else. Words and ideas give way to silent communion." Note McCormack's comment that it cannot be recaptured. The silence from which we arise, in which we live and move and have our being, the silence which is God's presence, is here. We are within it. There is no need to try and get hold of it. It's holding us. Precisely because of its simplicity, it can sometimes seem elusive, McCormack continues. There is literally nothing to get hold of, and it's difficult to stay with that. I have learned, though, she writes, that only that which is sought after is elusive, and it is the very condition of this prayer that it can only be received. To seek it is immediately to define it to oneself, to give it a form, a name, a limit, and so to make of it something other than the boundless simplicity of God's gift. In meditation, we turn, we open to that which is so close, so intimate, that to look for it is to overlook it. When we learn to stop struggling to recover what we feel we have lost, says McCormack, we will begin to be aware of the startling simplicity and immediacy of God's oneness with us. Our practice of meditation is a path of self-forgetfulness, a path which teaches us to trust to walk by faith, trust, and not by sight. Little by little, without us knowing how, the time we give to silence helps us awaken within the silence that is our natural habitat, our home, the silence of God's presence.